Yo, what's up, YouTube family? Right to it.
Half the country saw the Northern Lights. This is HARPS, and they were running major tests. HARPS is a research program based out of Alaska that studies auroras, aka the Northern Lights. You may not think this is important, but this part of the atmosphere we use every day for GPS navigation and communication. And they are running studies because this level of the earth and ground act as a waveguide. So if this layer is manipulated or affected enough, that means no radio communication. And scientists were even worried before the lights even happened. It's also believed this part of the atmosphere could be heating up and cause weather changes on Earth. Therefore, yes, the view was beautiful and I'm pissed I missed out, but it may not be a good thing.
And the interesting thing is, once the water came into this and started through the system, this chamber would begin to pulsate. And because it's mostly got air in it, we would have a pulsation of a high and low pressure forming at intervals, very high frequency. So this becomes a pump. Once the water is in motion, this pulsating chamber becomes a pump with no moving parts. It's really ingenious. Just a year ago, I ran across a NASA paper where these guys, some engineer didn't even have his name on the paper, had designed a waveguide using a transducer, and he had developed a pump using a transducer there again with no moving parts. So here was a validation from NASA that this concept works.
Something to think about, man. That is the John Keeley Moser. For y'all who are wondering what's going on. Yeah, we're gonna get into it a little bit more in the video.
Hace 30 años atrás, cuando yo estaba pequeño, yo había escuchado en las noticias. Han ingresado un grupo de turistas en un coche así y han desaparecido. Han salido en busca, los rescatistas han salido en busca, pero nadie los ha encontrado. Han desaparecido así por así.
Man,
Us fell in the water in one of those holes.
Entonces han llegado a una conclusión de que se hayan metido a uno de los ojos. Hace un mes atrás, un niño que estaba corriendo, de repente, un pie al hueco.
Man, y'all hear dude telling the story at the bottom, but at the same time you see dude in the left corner sticking his leg in the hole, man, on the edge. He must not know that whole thing could collapse at any time, and it's water under there, man. Like, come on, that's just like walking on thin ice, buddy. Let me know what y'all think about that, man. Would you try that? I definitely would.
Like unlimited energy machines, where they can produce near infinite force.
That's the guy, John Keeley. How many of y'all have heard of John Keeley out there? Let me know down below in the comment section right now.
And apparently, Keeley later figured out how to do it without water, without using the water hammer and just using vapor cavitation. With these, the amount of over unity you can get from vapor cavitation is like, it's not measurable. Like it's almost an infinite. Well, some of the tests that he would do, I think one of them was like he tried to measure the force with like some kind of weight mechanism and a leverage, and he couldn't find enough materials to properly measure it, because the amount of force that he could produce was so high that he couldn't measure how much force the thing could make. That's how powerful it was. And then this guy Keeley apparently got to a point where he could make his devices only run for himself based on his own resonant frequency.
This guy was definitely a force to be reckoned with, y'all, especially if they mentioned him with the likes of Nikola Tesla, saying he was 1,000 years ahead of him. Come on, man. But one thing I want to ask y'all, where did they get the tech? Where did he get the tech? He didn't just come up with it, right? Is it fallen angel technology? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section.
You ready for something wild? That's a fault line. Crack goes up there, comes down here. Crosses our road here. This is all sinking in here. Like that. It's literally moving. You can see it across all the way through there, all the way on that hillside. How deep that is? That's probably a good 2 feet deep. Like it just unearthed that. But that's not even the wildest part. I gotta take a step back to show you. That's our road. It moved about 5 feet that way. This is where we used to drive. And that's where it moved to. It's kind of scary driving over top of it, actually. Kind of worried that the truck might fall in one of these days. Can't see, but there's another one happening there. And like 5 more down this road. But this is the worst one so far.
Interesting, huh?
This kid clearly debunks Big Pharma with his school project and proves nature always wins. Share this video. Make sure you blow this up because people still don't know these things.
A science fair project was on the effect of essential oils, clove bud and oregano, and an antibiotic, amoxicillin, on the growth of bacteria. And pretty much amoxicillin, if you don't know, is an antibiotic that is commonly prescribed by doctors to kill bacterial issues such as strep throat, that kind of thing. And when I went to go tell my teacher my idea, she was very hesitant about the idea because she pretty much assumed that the amoxicillin would kill more bacteria than the essential oils would. And because of my own experience with the oils helped to kill my Crohn's disease. And so I told her that I think it would work better. So she said I could go ahead and try it out and see how it would work. So pretty much how I did the experiment. At first, I used 3 drops of each oil and then 1 little pill of amoxicillin on each plate to help kill the bacteria. And when I used 3 drops of oregano, it totally killed all of the bacteria, so there was no way for me to measure how much was actually killed. And my teacher was very surprised by that, so she had me do 1 drop of oregano, and that also killed out all of the bacteria. So she had me use a micro pipette, and that still killed more bacteria than the amoxicillin did. And when my teacher saw that, she was very shocked that a little drop of oregano could kill so much bacteria compared to a standardized pill. And I was somewhat surprised, but I kind of knew that the oregano would work better.
Say, man, that boy showing out. He definitely gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the days coming, man. And I mean when he get older, because them people definitely know that already. Why you think they won't let us know that and won't tell you that? Like the doctors, why won't they tell you that? Why won't they just go ahead and cure you instead of trying to treat you? Just something to ask yourself, man. Just something to make your mind wonder. That's it. Oh boy, if he keep it natural, he gonna be something else. He gonna be something else. He gonna be big one day for sure. Come on.
I think that we're at the stage where truthers, quote unquote, are at that level where we are spiritually aware enough to handle this information. And let's see, what else did he do? He believed everything was based on music, sympathetic vibration. Everything was vibrations through the ether. Now, this is some of this stuff I don't really understand because I'm musically retarded. I need to learn an instrument or something. It looks exactly like the video I made before. I made a video called Base Number Systems 2 through 99. And I showed all the base number systems from 2 through 99, the patterns within them. His model for the atom looks almost identical to that. For each, it's all based on whatever base number you're using. The patterns are different for each base number, and I'll show it on the screen. The only difference was his starts from the middle. His 1 is in the middle. Mine is not. Mine started from the top. The 1 was at the top. But if you reverse that, I mean, if I just put the one into the middle, then it changes the patterns, and they would all probably look like his.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Y'all think that could be possible or not?
When a metallic sphere is hit from sound waves from all different angles, like a spherical angle, I don't know. But that also has that same kind of wave, like catching the wave over unity. And then the last method is vapor cavitation, like an implosion. Vapor cavitation it's kind of like the water hammer, but without the water. It's a cavity explosion, a vacuum that causes not an explosion, an implosion, and this can cause overunity. Well, this dude John Worrell Keeley in the 1800s, this device that he made, and it was in the Franklin Institute for years, can do 3 or 4 of these all at once. 3 or 4 of these overunity things. It has a water hammer, it has vapor cavitation, utilizes it so well that it makes microwave frequencies with water, without electricity or anything.
If any of your engineers and you look at this thing, you say, it is absolutely bizarre. There's no way this thing can work. Because in conventional male-oriented physics, where we put in energy, we got to hit it with something, This makes no sense because it doesn't operate with that philosophy. It operates with the female forces of implosion. So the thing kind of operates backwards. And when you look at it a little bit and you say, well, this thing operates backwards, and then all of a sudden your mind just gets all clouded and confused because you're not used to thinking in those terms. But after a while, it gets kind of simple. And this is brilliant. If Keeley did anything, he was a brilliant machinist and a brilliant mechanic. He just had a cleverness of making things. Water would come in through this orifice. Once he got the thing primed with water in the system, he could just kind of give this thing a little crank, and it would create a vacuum, and the water would draw itself through the machine. Now, one interesting concept is the water formed a part of the mechanism. That's not normal physics. That's not normal engineering. We don't normally do that, where the water is actually part of the motion of the machine. So this thing is kind of like a holistic machine. It's not a machine operating on the water or the water operating on the machine. It's the water and the machine operating together as a whole unit. It's kind of like the human body does. So I give this thing a crank. Water will come into here above this level of this tube, this horizontal tube that goes across the front. The tube goes through this pulsating chamber. I call this a pulsating chamber. And the tubes are hollow. There's nothing inside of them. The same thing with this tube. It's just a straight tube. There are holes in the center so that it has access to the internal volume of this pulsating chamber. This chamber is 1/64 of an inch in thickness. It is red brass. It's very hard, very resonant type brass, whereas this is a yellow brass. This is red brass, kind of like a naval brass. And the interesting thing is, once the water came into this and started through the system, this chamber would begin to pulsate. And because it's mostly got air in it, we would have a pulsation of a high and low pressure forming at intervals, very high frequency. So this becomes a pump. Once the water is in motion, this pulsating chamber becomes a pump with no moving parts. It's really ingenious.
What y'all think about that one, man? Hey, it's a reason why they ain't got that out right now. I'm telling you, believe me.
I was 14, and some of you might consider that a very early age, but it wasn't. It was kind of a late age for this. I was initiated into organized witchcraft. In other words, I was made what Brother Rasmussen is. I was made a pastor, a minister. I was ordained. In fact, a few years later, when I went to enlist in the service, I didn't have to go because I was draft exempt, because I was the ordained minister of a legal recognized church. So, 4D status for a few people who know what that is. I'm sure Brother Rasmussen does. Ordained ministers are exempt. And I enlisted and went through the service until I got into a little shooting incident in Germany. After I'd come back from Vietnam, I'd re-enlisted and went to Germany. And I was getting ready to be court-martialed. In fact, I had everything down pat. I was as good as gone. We had entered a plea of guilty for a deal of 35 years and then parole, and they wouldn't even consider it. An officer had been killed in the situation, and I was more or less just waiting to be transferred to Leavenworth to serve the time when the Witchcraft Church, which I thought was just a little group of people that I belonged to, sent a political member of that church, a state senator, two of them, state senator, a U.S. senator, and a representative over to Germany, and they took hold of the situation, and 24 hours later I was a civilian in the United States with all my time, rank, and an honorable discharge, and my court-martial records didn't exist anymore. And all of a sudden I realized I wasn't in something that just lit candles and incense and said magic words once in a while and stuck pins in dolls. There was a little more to it than just a religion. And I left New Jersey and went home to Columbus, and I asked my real mother, I have two mothers, I have a foster mother and a real mother, I asked my real mother what I was to do, and she said, here's an envelope of $2,000 and a one-way ticket to New York City. You get there on the next plane and I'll tell them you're coming. She didn't tell me who she was going to tell that was coming or anything. But I flew to New York City and I spent 6 months learning all new witchcraft. And then I was transferred to Los Angeles, good old LA. Can't seem to get away from it. And for 6 months my foster mother taught me something that your pastor is very familiar with, the political situation of the occult. And all of a sudden I realized that witchcraft wasn't just spell casting, it had a purpose in mind. And that's when I started getting a little afraid, because when I was 10, as I said, I learned a little about the Bible. It just happened to be all revelations that I learned. And all of a sudden we were discussing a world ruler that would be personally guided by Lucifer, that could gain control of the world supernaturally and take control of people's minds. Of course, they didn't say there was a defense against this. The way they spoke, everybody was affected. They didn't say anything about the blood of Jesus. But we sat there, and for 6 months I learned the political structure and the history of witchcraft. And then I was taken to Colorado, and I was placed through an initiation into the sixth realm. And this initiation consisted of a blood sacrifice. And from then on I was given a territory of 13 states. This didn't happen to be one of them. This belonged to my foster mother. But I was in charge of all the occult, political, and drug activity in 13 states. And this is where I was in 1972 when I met the Lord. Well, I, at first, for many years, said by accident, but I've come to realize there's no such thing as an accident when it comes to Jesus. He had everything perfectly planned out. I want to leave one word with you. The only answer to witchcraft, the only way that anybody's ever succeeded in getting out, has been through the blood of Christ. Everybody else who's ever tried to get out of witchcraft, and I want to leave this with you, witchcraft is real and supernatural. I remember the minister who witnessed to me said that until he found his daughter in it, he was always, and he was a Baptist pastor, was always raised to believe that witches were fables that flew around on broomsticks on Halloween night. And all of a sudden he woke up and found it was very real. And if you want to find out the power behind it and how it can be defeated, I suggest the 16th chapter of Acts. Paul handled it very nicely. And it's one thing that I can testify to all the teenagers considering the lies that you're born with witchcraft, which is the lie that they give you. When I was saved, and the pastors there at the Baptist church called the demons that were inside me out, I lost all that power of witchcraft. I've never regretted it. If the power came from demons, I don't need the demons. So before you teenagers start fooling around with the astrology charts and the Ouija board, check out the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy and find out you'll pick up a demon from doing it. And you pick up one, you keep on going. My foster mother wrote a book, and she said, doing one spell or practicing one seance in witchcraft is like jumping off of a tall mountain or a skyscraper. There's no turning back. It is the strongest addiction that I know. Dave Wilkerson said that he had seen people go through withdrawal from drugs many times, but seeing one witch go through withdrawal from the occult shattered his mind. And I've helped thousands of people through withdrawal from witchcraft and withdrawal from drugs. And once you've seen the withdrawal that a person goes through from being in witchcraft, you'll think that drugs is something you practice in kindergarten. It's that violent and that destructive without Christ especially. And what I started to say was, nobody has ever succeeded in getting away because they simply will kill you with a spell. Now, Brother Rasmussen knows from testimony from other people who have been around, they haven't been able to do this to me or anybody else that has ever gotten out. A few people had been killed physically that have gotten out, that were Christians, that got out of witchcraft. And they've tried this with me and my wife and so on, but they've never succeeded, and we're still very, very much alive. But we have to depend wholly upon Jesus to stay in that situation. Now, before any of the young people decide that witchcraft's a groovy thing, they will tell you you can get out anytime you want. But once you're in, there's a bounty on your head should you ever leave. And I don't care if you're 13 or 14 years old, the bounty starts at $10,000 and they send a professional. They don't send an everyday person. If you're wondering why I'm still alive, it isn't easy. I've got the bullet holes in the buildings and the bombed out buildings and everything else, the record, and I stand that Jesus kept us alive in every situation. You don't walk into a building as it blows up in your face and walk back out without a scratch on you unless the Lord is there to protect you.
Woo! R.P. John Todd, man. He told a hell of a story, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Definition, if you ain't hear it yourself, you wouldn't believe me. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, hey, if y'all ain't, hit that like button. I know y'all here watching this, liking it so far, man. Hit that like button. Don't be one of those people, man. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl, you know. Just hit the like button. Shoot a comment, man. That's it. Help the video get out there in the algorithm. Share it too, man. Just share it to anybody. That's all I need from you, man. That's all I need from you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, in advance. Yeah. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Hey, the show must go on, man. It must continue. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section, though, on your way.
Do you know the story of Turtle Island? Turtle Island's name comes from the land now known as North and Central America. The name comes from various indigenous histories that tell the story of a turtle that holds the world on its back. The stories differ from tribe to tribe, but the core of this legend is a creation story that relates to a time when the planet was covered in water, hence the shape of North America now and why the natives call it Turtle Island.
FBI hunting 500 serial killer truckers loose on America's roads. Their favorite highway for finding victims revealed, and their mobile rape and torture chambers. Now, hold on 1 minute now. So you mean to tell me the movie Joyride was a documentary? Curry to curry.
First off, how many of y'all out there have heard of Turtle Island? Yes, I said Turtle Island. If you haven't, we're going to do a video on that one, man. For sure, for sure. All Turtle Island. You feel me? The whole topic, the whole video is going to be about Turtle Island. Let me know if y'all up for that. Give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Hit that like button to give me a thumbs up in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? And the second one, man, hey, man. That's all I can say, man. Hey. Let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know what you think about it.
Shit is getting weird. What is this? A green light shining into people's homes and backyards has neighbors baffled and concerned. And tonight, Wink News is searching for answers.
Yeah, Wink News reporter Summer Senni went to Cape Coral for a closer look.
A colorful nightlight,
what the heck is going on?
or possibly something more. Casey Sutton was driving home from work Sunday night when she saw an airplane overhead, but it wasn't your typical flight pattern.
I saw it going back and forth with a laser beam, and it scanned over me multiple times.
Philip and Lisa Bartolio also saw the plane from their backyard in Southeast Cape.
It was just like a pattern, like maybe a square or something. Yeah, like 2 lines of green all the way around the square. It was scanning the whole area, every square footage, basically, covering Cape Coral. It's really weird.
People who live here saw mysterious laser flights for 3 nights in a row, and they all asked the same question.
What's going on here, you know? It's weird.
Summer Senni, Wink News.
Now, when you see shit like that and hear shit like that, you know it's some shit about to happen, y'all. That's just my personal opinion. Oh my God.
Man, what's really going? Because that's the same thing the folks in Maui said they seen. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not trying to fearmonger, cause any fearmongering or nothing like that, man. I'm just saying, I'm just plainly putting it out there. But that's what they said that they saw. It was even images and video of it, you know. But that's all I'm saying, man. But let me know what y'all think about about that in the comment section, because that's not a coincidence. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you guys not see what this woman just did? Something I've been talking about.
Hey, man. That's definitely something to think about, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. Do you think it's serious or not? Me personally, man, hey, let's say enough.
The funny thing in science, the great physicist Herman Bondi called it the lure of completeness, that we tend, when we find some sort of outermost perimeter to what we can measure, we assume there's nothing beyond it. And I refer to it, it's kind of like in ancient times when we only knew a certain portion of the world, people always seem to say beyond the edge of the map there be monsters, that there was nothing there. And the same thing is going on in physics, that we have, with our technology, reached down to a certain level in reality, and it's a common prejudice among many physicists that beyond that level, there's nothing exists. There be monsters. There's just a void. Yeah. And it's an interesting thing that we, as I say, we have to have this lure of completeness. We have to feel that our knowledge of the universe is all that exists in the universe. Bowman, I think, is very wisely is one of the few physicists who comes out and kind of says the emperor has no clothes, says what rational basis to it's just prejudice that we assume nothing exists beyond this level of reality. Mm-hmm. And he feels that there are all kinds of domains of reality beyond this level, this microscopic level, and he theorizes that there may be untold, uncountable, subtler energies in these levels. The quantum potential is one. It's a theorized field that has not been measured or discovered with science, but Bohm feels there's evidence to posit its existence.
You will not believe what we found when visiting the salt flats in Bolivia. We spent the whole day on the flats, completely unaware of the danger that lurked. These are the world's largest salt flats, and right now they're completely covered in water, creating this crazy mirror effect where it looks like you're walking in the sky. But this phenomenon only occurs about 3 months out of the year during Bolivia's rainy season. Otherwise, they just look like this. I wasn't expecting anything to be out here, but apparently you can use salt to build things. There was not only a whole area designated to salt structures, but there was also an entire hotel built out of salt. It wasn't until the end of the day when we picked a spot to watch the sunset that I almost fell into this massive hole in the salt. I stuck my hand in to see how deep it was, but I got freaked out that something was gonna bite me or something, so I ended up sticking my leg in because that felt safer. It was so deep I couldn't feel the bottom, and our guide ended up telling us that the salt bed varies in.
I'm sorry, man, I got to pause, but what's up with y'all people keep putting y'all foot down this hole, man, like that, man? Hey, what is wrong with these folks? I'm not doing that. I just thought she would be smarter, but I seen when she took off, I said, she gonna do it? No, please. She did it. What is really going on, man? That's wild. I would never do that.
Thickness. And in the thinner parts, these holes can form, which makes it super hazardous to drive on, because you could easily drive over one of these and get stuck. So you would absolutely never want to come out here without a local guide.
Crazy.
I remember there's this one scripture. It's almost like a theory too. When Jesus was in the tomb, there was a cloth that was folded and left on where he was resting, like his body was resting.
Yeah.
And scholars were wondering, why did the scripture specifically have to point out, and he left the cloth folded on a place of where he was sleeping? Check this out. So in Hebrew tradition, right, there's the servant and there's like obviously like the master. And usually what happens is the servant, when the master is eating, there would be a cloth. Now, if the master would fold the cloth and leave it on the table, the servant would clean up the whole table, but you would leave like what's being used by the master. Why? Because the folded cloth means he's coming back.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna return to the table.
Yeah.
So Jesus leaving the cloth means he's coming back.
He's always leaving those hints though.
It's all these like theories and almost mysteries, but it's on purpose.
Boy, hey, that's a good one, and I messed up because that was supposed to be my closer, my last, you know what I'm saying, my one at the end. Boy, but that's crazy work, man. That's a good one, though. It's some truth to it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. I love it, man. Personally, you know.
You have no limitations. We broke down day 5 of the gamma brainwave manifestation by introducing John Keeley and sympathetic vibrational physics. These universal laws have never been revealed before, at least to the average Alkebulan. We broke down how you are able to exist instantly everywhere. At least you thought. Most people in the West have never heard of the Keeley Master Cube. Also explained Dr. Walter Russell's work. Breaks down cause and effect using sacred geometry of sound. This information is not new. It's all from Egypt or Kemet. Inside my book, I explain how to establish your own brave wave acceleration pattern or cycle of growth. Break down the great work of Nikola Tesla and the benefits of the gamma brainwave state. Here are just a few of the immense benefits. Click the link in the bio. Pick up a copy of the 7-hour audio series and the ebook. Let's go.
Hey, boy, from what I can tell so far, man, that man John W. Keeley, man. Hey, in that field, he was a stud. What they do, he was a stud, man. I hope that ain't no devil worshiping sign, but yeah, he was a stud with no gang sign. Let's go.
This is how I know this shit is about to come to an end, y'all. Do you even know what you're looking at right now? This is the rarest animal in the world, stamp. This is called the Creodactys. This just appeared over in the ocean a week ago. And I'm telling y'all, this is not supposed to be out in the open just like this. And remember, I've been telling y'all, I said, yo, something's going on with the ocean. The orcas, the whales, even the dolphins. Every sea animal been telling us there's some shit going on. We're not supposed to be looking at this right now, y'all. Y'all think it's a game. Y'all think I've been playing around just bullshitting, right? You can go on Google and look it up yourself. Very rare. And another thing, the ocean is horrifying. That John, dumb scary, yo. Not gonna hold you. The fact that the planet is like 90% water means that our big ass continents is nothing compared to the undersea life. What I kept telling y'all is people under there. Oh my god!
Man, they done made that thing somewhere, man. How y'all gonna say that this rare creature has been spotted for the first time ever? Man, how the hell y'all know this thing exists if y'all ain't never seen it? Come on, man. That's all I'ma say, man. That's all I got to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. What y'all get out of that, man? That's all I want to know.
Well, I tell you guys, man, whenever you see this sun, the ambulances are going wild. There's so many sirens up right now, y'all. Look at this, man. And you can see the rainbow ring around the sun, bro. You can see, look at that dark ring around the sun. The mothership is here. The mothership is here, bro. Are you kidding me? And sirens are going ballistic. The sirens are going ballistic. Yeah, that sun is definitely doing some new things, man. That sun is definitely doing some new things. That's crazy. Can y'all see that? I can't really tell if y'all can see it or not, but man, look at that.
And then when you flip it over, oh man, it changed. It was looking like an eye earlier. It looking like a slit eye earlier. Now it's changed. What is that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Yeah, it's up and it's stuck, bro. It's up and it's stuck. The shift is shifting.
Boy, no kids out, man. It's been hot as hell out here, man. For real, especially out here in Texas, man. And hey, I don't know if it's the sun or what, but it's been sirens going off left to right, man. Especially when that sun is out by there. So y'all let me know what y'all think is going on. People just getting dehydrated, or that sun is baking everybody's brains and making them go wild and psycho, man. Just let me know what y'all think. Your humble opinion in the comment section.
Interesting about this famous picture of Tesla is that the book he was reading, there's another picture from a different angle that shows it from J.W. Keeley, a man from Pennsylvania who Madame Blavatsky called magic. She said he knew all about nature and the magic of nature. And he said he could supply electricity for all of New York City with just one bucket of water. He had forever engines that worked off a sympathetic sound. So anyway, Tesla was studying J.W. Keeley But J.W. Keeley, his backer was on the Titanic. When the Titanic went down, he lost all his backing, and a lot of things happened with the United States and the Federal Reserve and a lot of stuff. But anyway, and then later they tried to say that J.W. Keeley's machines wouldn't work, and they debunked them, and everything's been lost, and he's been forgotten to time. But he does have some books. J.W. Keeley. Look him up.
Hey man, that's all I'm gonna say, man. Just a little something to make your mind wonder, man. Put a little meat, a little fat on your brain. That's it.
Okay, you guys, we really think this Leviathan that we've been talking about for the past couple of days is really waking up, you guys. Because look at this comparison, y'all. Now, this is a screen recording I did on Google Maps. Now, look at the comparison. Do you see how straight its snout is? Look at that. Its snout or its beak is straight up. Now, here's another angle of it. You can clearly see it. Look at this. Now, watch this. This is from Google Earth. Look at the difference. Do you see how its snout is curved off to the right now, y'all? Look at that. Do you see how it's curved out to the right? It's been moving. Now we know the sun has been heating things up, specifically in Antarctica, and the ice is melting. But look at this, y'all. Look, it's curved out to the right. In Google Maps, it does not show this. Watch this. Hold on. Here is a standstill picture on Google Maps right here. You can clearly see that its snout is straight. There's no movement. There's no curve, right? Now, look at Google Earth. Here is Google Earth, y'all. Do you guys see that? Now, I don't know if Google Earth is more updated than Google Maps, but you can clearly see there's a difference. This one is Google Maps, and here's Google Earth. Do you guys see that? Its neck is clearly curved out to the right, y'all. Look at this. So this is the reason why they've been having these earthquakes, especially around the Ring of Fire. Now it's making a lot more sense, y'all. This thing is really waking up, you guys. What do you guys think? Again, my videos are strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only. I don't bring no type of fear mongering, anything like that. But why isn't nobody telling us about this? Why did they let us figure this out, right? They put it all in our face through movies and all that type of stuff, but they never specifically told us where this thing is laying at. But you can clearly see the difference in the patterns of the head, y'all. Oh my goodness. Once again, this video is strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. And boy, these times are interesting. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. We're in this shift. Let's get it. Peace in.
Shout out to Conscious Loose, and shout out to other TikTok creators out there, man, who videos that I use, and shout out to y'all too for the love. But think about Turtle Island when you think about that. You know, when you're seeing that, think about Turtle Island, man, because it's definitely, you know what I'm saying, a major myth and legend that, you know, kind of makes sense, especially when they bring up stuff like this, man. The Leviathan does too, but I'm just saying, it's just another theory to think about, y'all. You know, a little something to make your mind wonder. Let's go.
This is why I stay my ass out of the ocean.
Yeah, chosen him.
Get your toast out with a fork. Do your own electrical work.
Okay, so he just got pulled, then pushed right back to where he was.
Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie.
Oh, man. Hell no.
Psycho killer inside. Scratch a drug dealer's brand new ride. Take your helmet off in outer space. Use a clothes dryer as a hiding.
Stay the fuck out of the ocean.
And he's hanging in there too. Ooh. I know he like, finally, I'm alive, I made it. Man, boy, I would not be, what? That's why I don't play in the water like that. I don't play in the ocean, the sea, no ponds, no creeks, no none of that, man. Hey, I barely swim in pools, man. I could swim a little bit, but not, man, I ain't a fish or a dolphin or a shark, man. Y'all seen what was happening, man. I'm surprised he made it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Well, he was blessed, man, for real, by the grace of God, no doubt. Man, did y'all see that? Did y'all see what I was seeing? Boy, that was crazy. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. God dog it. Hold up, man. I did not know that's how that worked, man. I did not know that's how those systems work, man. You know, come on, man. That's tight. I ain't gonna lie, that's tight. That's live. I didn't know that's how they work, but boy, they put themselves in straight middleman in this way like that, man. They did not have to do all that, man. They know what they doing just to make that dollar. What you know? What y'all some slick son of a guns? I swear to God, boy. But that's tight though. I ain't gonna lie. How many of y'all out there knew that's how how that work? I didn't know that's how they work. For real, for real.
Hey guys, welcome back to 5D Mystery School. Let's get into it. So first, for a quick icebreaker, this is Area S4 at Area 51, says level 42, and it's called Alice's Floor. And you can see they have a rabbit in the bottom left-hand corner. Really makes you think twice about where the term going down the rabbit hole originated from. Alright, so you heard of Nikola Tesla, but have you ever heard of John Warren Keeley? Pause to read. John Ernst Warren Keeley was American inventor from Philadelphia who claimed to have discovered a new mode of power which was originally described as vaporic or etheric force. And we'll stop there, you can read the rest. Here's a little bit more about his background, pause to read. In 1873, he announced that he discovered a new physical force, one that if harnessed will produce unheard of power. He claimed, for example, to be able to produce from a quart of water enough fuel to move a 30-car train from Philadelphia to New York City. He began construction of an engine to perform this feat, and by 1874 was able to give preliminary demonstrations of his machine. He made a great show of guarding the secret of the motor he was developing to obtain power from intermolecular vibrations of ether, and scientists and engineers scoffed at his unverified claims. Here's a Keeley compound disintegrator, and Keeley used radionics for his inventions, except for one of his motors, and we'll get to that. You can pause to read a quote from him. Here's a blueprint for one of his motors. This is him cooking up in a lab, flexing on him. Here's the Keeley Motor Company seal. Here's a book by Dale Pond, John Warren Keeley's 40 Laws of Sympathetic Vibratory Physics. This looks like something from Star Wars, but this is utilizing radionics. And here's a machine that fuses with water and becomes one, and it works together as a machine. And that'll be explained later in a video that I post preceding this video. So yes, John Warren Keeley was an American inventor, and he created many machines using radionics and also a water-powered engine. And they wanted to discredit him because they couldn't attain the secrets of how he was able to develop this machine. So this is part 7 of Secret Technology, John Warren Keeley. If you didn't know, now you know. If you like this video, make sure you like and follow for more. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, guys. Peace.
Now y'all ask yourself, why would they, you know what I'm saying, like, not use his technology? Is it the same reasons as Nikola Tesla's reasons, or is it other reasons? Because he couldn't be controlled, you know, because they could make money off of it. What are the reasons why they would not want his technology out? Y'all let me know down below in the comment section. right now.
Okay, you guys got to hear me out on this. And it's all speculation, by the way. Now, if this video magically disappears, then the speculation was true. Or maybe it's just true anyways. You know how CERN created the internet in 1989, supposedly? Yeah, the same exact CERN that's allegedly the reason for the Mandela effect. Because allegedly they're opening portals to higher dimensions, or well, they're just saying so. And of course, why it looks like a giant portal. Well, I think one of my commenters from IG might be a genius. He says the internet is a bridge between time and space. It is, you can go back in time with the internet. And also in the internet you see all sorts of shifting timelines in other dimensions. Things that had happened or should have happened that didn't or but did. And we claim to just now have artificial intelligence. I believe we've had artificial intelligence since the 1800s after the Tartarian Empire. Now, it was said that they laid the undersea cables, and Google even called them internet cables in 1866. Yeah, we know that phones run through these cables, and supposedly the first phone was 1849. But was it? Or did they just find the cables there, just like they found all the old buildings and they claimed them, and they sell them to us? To me, I think these cables were already there. I'm not alone. Look, I think we've had these capabilities as well as free electricity a long time ago. But back to CERN. CERN doesn't even hide the fact of what they're doing and the fact that they're evil. This dude's at CERN. Watch.
May the force of the dark side of the universe be with you.
Wow, did y'all catch this? I just caught that. Literally the Mandela effect of Star Wars. Right in our face on CERN's own signs. And the days, the weeks, and the months are moving way faster, like a time machine. And of course, we already went over the location. CERN sits right on top of the Greek temple of Apollo. In Revelation 9:11, there's a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, and the Greek tongue is Apollyon. My conclusion is, I think this has been active for way longer than they tell us, as well as the internet, phones, lights, everything else. I believe this is screwing up all the dimensions and how our timeline is shifting, and I believe this is making time go by faster. I still remember a night in 2012 when they were firing it up at higher power, and the clouds were moving so fast, it was crazy. What do y'all think? Am I being crazy?
Man, y'all go show my guy Moon Henry some love on TikTok, man. He definitely be doing his thing and having fire breakdowns, man, for real, for real. He gonna have some theories that's gonna definitely make you question reality. I'm telling you, y'all go show him some love on TikTok, Moon Henry. I don't know if he has a YouTube, but y'all can look it up though, Moon Henry on YouTube. And if he does, go show him some love, subscribe, hit the like button, man. You know what I'm saying? And on TikTok, go show him some love, tell him Moneybagg Cool React sent you. You know, it's all love. You know how we do it over here. This is a safe space, baby. We all come together and you know what I'm saying? You know, come together and see what we all think about these theories, you know, like one big happy family. Y'all, let's go, man. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button, man. Come on, man. Y'all help the algorithm, help the videos and get out there further in the algorithm. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't forget that, y'all. Let's go.
How was the family party?
It's good. They left like 25 minutes ago before you got home. My mom wanted me to...
Why is that empty?
I left them out for the party. My dad loved them.
You're joking, right?
Why would I be joking? I didn't think it would be a problem that I can have.
Do you know what those are?
Brazilian nuts?
Do you know what a Brazil nut is?
Oh, no.
The descendant of a peanut? I don't know.
Oh my god.
The Latino peanut?
You need to go to the hospital. And you need to call your family right now.
You're not pranking me.
I'm not joking.
You're not pranking me right now.
You can eat 2 Brazil nuts a day.
Is this for TikTok?
You can eat 2 a day.
2 nuts?
Everyone knows
Why
that.
would they sell them?
Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows what?
That's like common sense I fear. You just poisoned yourself.
Why would they sell this at freaking supermarket?
You need to call poison control.
This is a joke. I'm gonna get pranked and we're gonna see this all over TikTok.
Boy, man, I was today years old, man, when I found out that Brazilian nuts are very, 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 very toxic for you if you eat too many because of selenium toxicity. For the ones who may not know, they say you can eat 3 or 4 a day. Any more than that could easily give a person selenium toxicity, which is very dangerous and very bad for you, obviously. If you don't know what that is, please look it up. Let's go on. I had to try to sound a little professional there. Y'all count that, huh? Yeah. Man, I try at times. I ain't gonna lie. Let's go.
Frequencies and literally the sound of creation. And the sound of creation happens to be 9 core creative frequencies. There's only 9 numbers in the universe. And in fact, it's even more simpler than that. The Creator says that I'm going to take the 9 core creative frequencies and they're all going to be based on 3 numbers. 3, 6, and 9. That Nikola Tesla taught his students. Royal Raymond Wright, John Keeley. If humanity only knew the power of the 3, 6s, and 9s, it would be a completely different universe. This is the power of the 3, 6s, and 9s. This, what you're looking at, is Marco Rodin's work. It starts where you see, let's say you start at 1. You go 1 and 1 is 2, double the number. 2 and 2 is 4, you draw a line from 2 to 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16, where 1 plus 6 is 7. That's what you do in ancient mystery school Pythagorean math. You reduce the multiple digits into the single digit integer. That's your 9 core creative frequencies. That's essentially, there's 9 numbers in the universe, that's all. 10 is a man-made concept. Zeros are placeholders in the decimal system. It's not of God, it's not God's language. We're talking about the language of creation, the language of the Creator. Or what the Bible talks about in the beginning, there was a Creator, there was the water, even before there was the Word. Even before the Holy Spirit is mentioned in the Bible, you had the water. Go back, reread, study Genesis 1 through 6. You see that I'm telling you the truth. So that the water is part of the triune God, literally. Even when you go in-depth Bible study, even in the Christian community, the scholars will tell you that's the truth. Everybody else is operating in gross deception if they think that that's not the case. Pantheism, they say. Oh, Dr. Horowitz and all these others out there saying, oh, God is in everything. Well, gee whiz, everything is made of God's footprint or signature, and that's what this is. This is Rodin's infinity pattern. He likens it to God's signature on everything. What are we talking about? Nothing new. In the old days, it was called polymath. Sources from the Greek word polys, meaning much, great in quantity, or mathes, meaning learning. So a person who excels in multiple fields, particularly the arts and science, is also called Renaissance man, is a master of polymath. Now, I know most of you hate math. I know most of you didn't do well in math because that's man's math. God's math is real simple. Doesn't lose everybody. So Da Vinci is seen as an epitome of the Renaissance man. He was a master of polymath. And you look at the ancient understanding. These definitions comes from Webster's dictionary. You never heard these terms. So polyhister is a synonym for polymath. In fact, hister and mind and math mean the same. Imagine that. Hister is related to math. They mean the same. Everything sources from math. The creative language is math. If the spoken word, it goes into the water, into actually the firmament. Remember Genesis 1:2 says, in the beginning there was the Creator, then the Spirit of the Creator hovered over the face of the water, divided the water from the water to create the firmament, or the dome. Some Bibles say the ether. And then that's akin to, in physics, the quantum field. Into that quantum field was the Word was spoken. What is word but sound? What is sound? Electromagnetic frequencies. What's that? Simple math. So these are the electromagnetic frequencies of creation that the Creator has blessed us because He loves us. He, she loves us. And there's a covenant, there's a contract. The covenant says that the Creator will always be there for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for all the children, all the 144,000 tribes, all of the people who have the love of the Creator and faith and understand the creative technology of prayer, and the lips, the labiatum, the creative instruments. Because if you're created in the image of the Creator, then guess what? The Creator creates through the spoken word, with love, with heartfelt loving intention, to create in joy, a blessing that can go off and be creative. Then guess what you are able to do is the same. The lips in prayer is the creative technology. And the heartfelt loving intention comes because of the key that opens that door of faith. You gotta have faith. Philomath, lover of learning. Plato and Aristotle defined mathema as relative to discipline or discipline. Doctrina, learning the fundamental laws governing everything. So now these philosophers and their many disciples consider mathema in terms of education, which included arithmetic, geometry, astronomy, and music. And language that I'm speaking right now, English, is a mathematical creative technology that is the maximum dumbing down technology ever invented. I'll show you why in a couple of minutes. So Da Vinci said, this is a quote from Da Vinci, there's no certainty where one cannot apply any of the mathematical sciences. And the road to finding oneself, including your highest qualities and creative potentials, is paved by mystery school math, engaging the matrix. Now, what's a matrix? Webster's defined matrix as something within or something from which something else originates. It's not just a Hollywood film. A rectangular array of numbers, algebraic symbols, or mathematical functions. Matrices play intimate roles in every aspect of life. The word is found several times in the Bible, in Exodus and in Numbers. Moses made sacrifice to the Lord. Everything that openeth the matrix.
Say, man, if that don't make you question everything, man, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what will. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section down below, man, because it's getting very, very, very good. I'm telling you, man. If I was y'all, like I always tell y'all, man, don't go nowhere if you was thinking about leaving.
So the University of Nebraska took 1/4 pound patty that was headed to McDonald's from a big processing plant and ran some tests on it. They were testing for how many different strains of DNA they could find in that 1/4 pound. Can you guess how many they found? Over 1,300 different strains of DNA were found in that 1/4 pound patty. Now this is very concerning. Over at the shop, we process one animal, take all the whole muscle trim from that one animal, and make our ground beef. So you got over 1,300 different animals in 1/4 pound, or one animal in all those chubs of ground beef that we sell. Something you guys might want to consider next time you guys are buying beef. And remember, guys, buy American and buy local.
Ooh. How many of y'all gonna continue eating y'all some good old McDonald's? Me personally, man, I'm cutting it out my diet, man, slowly but surely, I'm telling you. Especially those good old McDoubles. Let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think it's possible that it could be true, or do y'all think it's cap? I don't know, man. I think it's true, though. I ain't gonna lie. But, man, y'all, that's the end of the video, man. If y'all enjoyed it so far, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and comment, share. It's your boy Koozie. I'm out. Catch y'all next time. Y'all take it easy. Holla.